the middle of the pandemic and whatnot, it was doing a lot.
He's got a grant, Central Cares grant, that's pretty much paying for all the kids right now. I think that's supposed to stop end of the year. But it's basically covered all the expenses for the club.
Good. And that's good. Gosh, I mean, there was a crowd. It seemed like every room was.
And that's low.
Oh yeah, that's what, it was. Because it was fall break too. It was, normally, not in fall break, it would be probably another 30–40% of the people.
Yeah.
Where'd you run off to?
Who's your odds-on favorite right now, the Masters?
I gotta go with DJ, man. I think he's gonna do it. You know, DeChambeau's kind of a wild card.
I think he's the betting. I think he's the betting favorite, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, of course, who'd have thought that methodology would work in the U.S. Open, but it sure did.
I can't believe he's still trying to 48-inch drive. He's out there practicing with it yesterday.
Well, did you see what Phil said? Phil said that everybody will use it before it's all said and done. Said everybody will be out there 48-inch driver.
If he went, they won the U.S. Open. If he does the same thing and wins the Masters, that'll be the new.
You get a lot of people changing the world.
Yeah, be like, okay, just hit it as far as I freaking can. Yeah,
that's how I play golf.
Swing hard as I can.
That's right. We've been doing that for years.
But it just goes about 10 feet off.
I don't care where it goes.
Just goes
No,
about 10
we're
feet.
the whole lot playing that way.
That is the Masters.
Yeah.
Is that what you do in Swats too? I mean, you swing hard as you can.
I don't know, it's gonna be fun to watch, I'll say that.
Yeah.
I was glad Tennessee game got postponed just because I watch the match and not worried about the ball. Getting frustrated watching this,
That's Smith.
How are you?
Living the dream.
Yeah.
yeah.
Chairman go.
Break it, or
Oh, yeah. Yeah. After all that negative talk a couple weeks ago.
I know.
November 12th, 2020, Lenoir City Board of Education meeting. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Here.
Matthew Coleman,
Here.
Glenn McNish,
Here.
Mitch Ledbetter,
Here.
Bobby Johnson is absent.
Everyone please stand for a moment of silence, pledge of allegiance. Thank you very much. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Parker, I think we've got a special guest here today.
Yes, we do. Mayor, I'd like to begin today by recognizing our representative, Mr. Lowell Russell. He is here, and we want to congratulate you, Mr. Russell, on your re-election, and we thank you for all you do for education. So I'll turn it over to you for right now.
Thank you, Dr. Barker, and I want to thank each and every one of you all for your service. You're not just making a difference here at the school board, you're making a difference in these kids' lives, and in reality, you're making a difference in all of our lives because they are our future. But today, I've got three blue books I want to present to Rick and Mitch for 25 years of service, and to Glenn for his appointment to the state school board. So if I could give these out real quick. I'm asking, I don't want to get thrown out here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for all you do. Next, I'd like to just say a word of honor to our veterans this week. We know that yesterday was Veterans Day officially, and our schools produced some phenomenal videos that are posted on the website, so thank you for that work. We know there is a lot going on, as we like to say around here, but we must pause always and say thank you to those who have served our country so that we have the freedoms that we have. So I just wanted to take a moment and make that acknowledgement and say thank you to all veterans. I will say my own son's a veteran, and it's very important that we recognize them. So,
Do we have any veterans here? Didn't know if we did.
parents of a veteran? Okay.
Thank you. All right, item number 6, approval of agenda.
So moved.
Okay, we do have an addendum. And there's a couple of things on the addendum here. Approval of pay structure changes for substitute teachers. And approval to add a temporary non-certified position. And we'll put that on after 14, so we'll make that 15. All right, do I hear a motion on that?
So moved. Go ahead and add the addendums.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Okay, item number 7, we got train presentation.
Well, this is quick and simple. I'm just here to bring some money.
Oh, money, we like money.
And what this is, it's related to the energy project the school system implemented 18 months ago or so.
And what it is, it's a check for $16,798. It's from, basically from Train and the IRS. There's a federal tax credit for doing energy upgrades in commercial buildings. The tax credit goes to the designer of the project, but Train handled all the paperwork, and we're giving the money back to you guys. So there you go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So, Miss Jeannie, would you join us right here? Let's get a picture.
Jeannie likes money.
Especially if you can get it from the IRS.
That's
That's double good.
Thank
Unusual.
you.
That's what we've got for Train. All right, item number 8, approval of minutes from the October 8th, 2020 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item number 9, hear a motion, we pay our bills.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the bill? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
New business. Item number 12, approval of revision of LCBOE policy 6.411, student wellness. This is the one that we had at our workshop.
This again, just as a reminder, aligns the language in it with the federal requirements for student wellness.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item 13, approval of the Lenoir City Schools calendar for 2021 and 2022.
And there have been no changes to this from when we submitted it at the workshop, and it comes as a recommendation from the calendar committee.
I'll entertain a motion to approve calendar 21-22 year, I guess it is. It's hard to believe, 21-22. Yeah. Second.
You second, Lee?
Yes.
Got a motion and a second.
And we want to thank Mitch for all his hard work.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
We'll see you back again next year.
All right, any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item 14, approval to cancel the November workshop due to the Thanksgiving holiday. I'd say that's a pretty good idea.
Motion to approve.
Lee, you seconded, right?
Yeah.
Any discussion on that? Thanksgiving holiday. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
I'm gonna think about it.
All right, let's go to our addendum. Approval of pay structure changes for substitute teachers.
Yes, board, we have told, each of you that we have been, during this season of COVID, having difficulty finding substitutes, particularly at the high school level. Our HR department has done a very good job of onboarding a lot of, initial applicants for substitute teaching, but for whatever reason, They're hesitant to come, whether it be health issues or whether it be the older students. So we've got a plan to try to address that need. And I think Mr. Orr can speak to the situation that we have in the fact that we really need some additional incentives for people to actually come and participate at the high school. All three of our instructional coaches are employed today at the high school in classrooms. So it is very important as we monitor and we work through what we have to do in order to keep our students and teachers safe, that we have the staff to do that. So we have come up with a proposed pay structure change for substitute teachers focusing on the high school, and an incentive to give them a bonus every 20 days that they work. So it's an initial amount in their pay and then a bonus for each of the 20 days. Jeannie Mowry has worked to review what our pay structure is in comparison to other school districts. However, let me say at this time, I think COVID makes a lot of difference in what people are doing right now. So we're just trying to step up and be proactive to get the help that we need. So, do you have any questions about what we're proposing or any concerns?
The elementary, the middle will stay the same, basically. We're just talking about high school only.
We're just talking at the high school right now, but now we can change that if you so choose.
The bonus, however, would be available to subs across all schools. So any school's subs can earn the bonus. I think the difference is at the high school, we have a lot of subs who sign up and they sign up to sub at the elementary and the middle. It's still not enough, but it's a little bit better situation there. For whatever reason, they're afraid to try the high school. So maybe this $10 will give a little incentive to, maybe, at least give it a shot. Go to the high school and see if you can do that. I think maybe a lot of people are scared by content. You're teaching a higher level content, so maybe this will encourage a few people to give it a try.
In a perfect world, I don't know if you can answer this question, but in a perfect world, how many subs are we typically running short at the high school?
Well,
This year?
today we've got 11 unfilled positions at the high school.
We have 2 in the middle.
And
I've had them in the past at the elementary, but I've got assistants that I can plug in and, when I just have 2 or 3, so I'm in a little bit better.
And in a perfect world, our software company recommends having maybe 2 to 3 times the number of subs that you have absences, because not every sub wants to work every day. So, but we don't have nearly a pool like that this year. We've got right now maybe about 15 subs system-wide who are working their hearts out. They're working just almost every day. Some of them are. So we've got 15 very faithful subs who are subbing, but just with the current COVID situation, a lot of folks who have subbed in the past are not able to do that. So
What is our current rate? What do we pay an hour?
we pay $60 for a sub, an unlicensed sub. If you have a teaching license, we pay $80. And if you're a former Lenoir City teacher, we pay you $105. So, going forward in the future, we might want to look at bumping that up somewhat, because those are, low wages, but they're comparable to what others in our area pay. So
One of the things we have used very successfully is that when we have retired teachers, paying them that extra because they do know our students, they know our staffs, they know our schools. That has been a win-win for us and a win-win for them. But again, when you get into that age group, they're a little bit more reluctant to step out now.
So with 11 subs short, how are you shifting the kids?
So So, one of the things Ms. Sowards, who works in our front office, does is she'll take, subs that we got and she'll, when the teacher that they're subbing for has a planning period, she'll move them and fill a spot that way. So we do that. And we have, an ELL aide or a SPED aide that's already in a class. Sometimes we can accommodate with that. And then today, the central office sent us 3 people, over and to help. We haven't had to do that today. Today's been the most challenging day we've had yet for that. But, and then we'll use our ISS teacher to sub Coach K, and which means we have to, we just reschedule the kids that were supposed to go to ISS for that day, and things like that. I mean, so.
And very honestly, many of our teachers have been spending their planning periods covering classes as well. If it's a math teacher that's out, then somebody in the math department will cover that. So the content can be shared, and there's some expertise there. But again, that puts the burden on that content teacher to lose the planning period for that day, and that's happened far too often.
Yes, that's.
And our teachers have done it without grumbling. So they are working constantly. So I do want to acknowledge that as well. So do you have any recommendations to change this proposal? You want to call for a vote on that then?
Yeah. I hear a motion.
Item number 1, make a motion we approve.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Okay, the next one on the addendum is approval to add a temporary, non-certified position.
Thank you. Board, you will see there, COVID has caused an awful lot of additional work, and a lot of this has to do with the substitutes. Onboarding substitutes, we think one of the things that we can do that will help substitutes feel more comfortable at the high school is to provide them some training, to get them in here and even let them perhaps even shadow a teacher at the high school to see what it's like. I mean, I'm in those classrooms and those students are well behaved. And I think sometimes, I don't know what the perception is for substitute teachers. And maybe they remember what it was like when we were in school, and we maybe sometimes weren't as nice to a substitute teacher as we should have been. But our students are very well behaved. Our teachers leave good lesson plans, and so we thought, well, we need to get some training, some additional training. So onboarding them, training them, working with those substitutes to make sure that they have what they need, and also during this time, and our principals can acknowledge this, there is a ton of paperwork that has to be done with people that are out on COVID leave or sick leave, and aligning that with the federal requirements. And so we are proposing a temporary position to help with sub-processing, sub-training, leave monitoring, and those kinds of things that just have to be accomplished in order for us to keep our record keeping up the way it needs to be. So you have a list there of some of the duties that this person would do. It'd be a 4 hour a day. 4 hours a day is what we're asking for. And then for that to go through the end of the school year, 4 hours.
I motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item number 15, superintendent comment.
Well, again, I just want to say congratulations to Rick and Glenn and Mitch for your continued service to our school boards and the confidence that our electorate put in you to continue. So I'm very thankful for that. I also want to remind everyone that Loudoun County is taking items for the time capsule. And so as I know the schools are working on that, and Sheila is working on some things from the school system's point of view to contribute to that time capsule. That'll be opened in 2070. I hope some of us will be here.
I was gonna say.
That will be opened in 2070.
Any
So
students
those
here?
students will be
Looking around the room.
Just a reminder that school will be out of session Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Thanksgiving, week after next. We had an opportunity to participate in a recognition ceremony at Rome State for the GIVE grant that the high school has received for mechatronics and cybersecurity. And this week is the EPSO week at the high school. EPSO stand for Early Post-Secondary Opportunities. And our students have a plethora of those. And I think tomorrow, one of the items is that students are to dress up in their preferred career goal. Or for teachers, they can wear their school-affiliated, their college-affiliated shirts and those kinds of things. So we are highlighting the opportunities, and they are tremendous opportunities. And let me just say, in all the things that we're dealing with right now, making sure that students have those opportunities is critical to the mission of our school district. And so we want students in school every day. That is our goal. I have also wanted to update you on the Tennessee Promise application. Our high school right now is at 90% of our high school seniors have applied for Tennessee Promise. That leads any of the other schools in our area. And I want to thank Mr. Sean Royston, who is our guidance counselor at the high school, for putting a focus on that every day and getting students and parents the information they need to fill out that wonderful opportunity. And then I want to update you, as you know, tomorrow is the last day for parents to sign up for virtual school for second semester. Dr. Smolin has been keeping me up on those numbers. Right now at the high school, we have 37 signed up for second semester. We have 78 signed up from the middle school for second semester. And we have 157 at the high school signed up for second semester for a total of 272. Whereas first semester we started off with 420. And these were yesterday's numbers. Are they higher now? Dr. Small, give us an update on that.
Yeah, so elementary school's at 37 today, middle school's at 86 today, and the high school's at 181 today, for a total of 304.
So it's coming. And so we know more now than we did back in the fall. And one of the things we know is that students have got to have clear goals, opportunities, and they need supervision if they're going to be successful working virtually at home. And so we're asking for all of that. And if they had not been successful, 3 of 4 classes, then we're saying this is not an opportunity that we believe will work for you.
Yeah, and we do have 35 people out of that 181 at the high school who have applied that currently at this point in time would not meet the criteria. However, what I'm telling them when they apply to encourage them to make better grades this semester is we will continue to look back at your grades throughout the semester. If you qualify by the end, we will allow you in January in hopes that they will do better.
So basically, you're holding that slot for them.
Yeah, I'm holding that
Depending on what
slot,
that
but
student does.
yeah, so, yeah.
They
We
really
thought that was a good way to try to encourage
encourage
them
it.
to.
that is the bottom line. We want them to be successful. And so we have to do everything on our part, we feel, to encourage that. I was reading a devotional today, and I just want to share this with you, that one of the things that the title of it was, Hurdles Are Not Stop Signs. We are jumping over hurdles every day. Our parents are jumping over hurdles every day. Our teachers are jumping over hurdles every day. And they're unforeseen at times, but they're not stop signs. They're not going to stop us from doing what we need to do every day to educate students, to support parents, to accomplish the goals that we need to accomplish for them. But it takes us all together. So it spoke to me this morning when I read that, and I just wanted to share that with each of you today. So again, hurdles are not stop signs. We just keep jumping, sometimes a little higher. So, thank you.
Mitch, you got anything?
Glad to be back.
Huh?
Glad to be back.
Larry, Wayne,
Glad to be back as well.
Matthew?
Congrats on all of you being back.
Your motion, we adjourn?
Before you adjourn, can I say one thing?
Yes.
After we adjourn, I invite everybody to stay. At noon, we will be we have this keyed up for a webinar that will start at noon to recognize 3 of our board members. Mr. Glenn McNish is going to be recognized as a Tennessee, all Tennessee school board member. And so the Tennessee School Board Association is doing this virtual ceremony, and so it will be displayed on our screens. In that ceremony, Mitch Ledbetter and Rick Chadwick will also be recognized as Century Award winners for our for the school board.
Quarter century.
Quarter century.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
not
you.
that.
Not century. Thank you. Quarter century. So, I mean, you'll still be around in 2072. So, I invite everyone, if you want to stay and see that recognition. And we're very proud of each of you. So, thank you.
I think it's most fitting for me that we're sharing it together, because without this group, I mean, well, I've never made it 25 years without. It's not it's always been us, and I appreciate you all. I think it's pretty neat.
I feel the same way. So. Okay.
So do I. It's, you know, I've said that this is a double blessing. Number one, it's a blessing to be recognized by your peers for the hard work that you've done on the school board as far as this state honor is concerned. Number two, it's a blessing because you got this honor for doing something you really love to do, and that's to help kids and to help schools. And I've said this many times, our kids are the future, but our schools are the door that opens up into that future, and it's our job to give them the very best education and the very best opportunity we can, so that when they go through that door, they can be successful in life and be successful citizens. And I think that's, everybody on the board would agree that that's why we're here, and that's what our goal is.
All right, I think we had a motion in a second, didn't we? On the journey?
Sheila says no.
No, we had a motion.
By who?
I think I interrupted it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
did you? Well, that's okay. All right,
Motion.
all right. All right, we got a motion in a second. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
I think we did.
We have